Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Annie Unleashed. Today I'm going to be talking about something that doesn't get talked about a lot, and that is about the reality of things that come up for financial advisors. Now, you may not be an advisor, but this matters to you because you may be a client, you may know an advisor, maybe they're a friend of yours, a family member, but we need to make a change, and I'm going to tell you how. I teach part-time as a professor at a local college, and I teach financial planning and I teach insurance. And a student came up to me at break and said, hey, my brother, or it was her brother-in-law, is a financial advisor, and they just lost $1.2 million on the stock market. And I said, okay, now that seems like a lot of money to most people, but I know that when you're an advisor and you're trading, that happens. Unfortunately, that happens, but nobody talks about it. On top of that, she said he's about to buy a house and needs to figure out the down payment. Oh, and he owes $400,000 to the government. So what should he do? So my first answer was, tell him not to buy the house. Now, unfortunately, this is something that has been around in financial services for decades. This need, this ability to have all these external representations of success while putting yourself further and further into debt, into a strain, a financial strain, not just for you, but for your whole family. And frankly, it's irresponsible when you're putting yourself in that kind of a situation and yet you're trying to provide advice to people on how to do it right. Now, I guarantee you that maybe this advisor or other advisors, what they have done is their mental process is, oh, it's okay, I'll just make more commissions in the next month. And I'll work harder, I'll make more commissions, I'll put more sales in. But are you putting the interests of your clients first? And are you putting the interest of your family first? Why would you put yourself and your family in a situation like that? Now, I don't know the whole situation, but those three facts alone were enough to make me say, yep, heard that one before. And what should they do? After I said, tell them not to buy the house, I told the student, please tell your brother or brother-in-law to call me. Now, I don't know if they will because they're busy being busy, or maybe they don't really want to hear the truth, or maybe they're not ready for the guidance. Either way, I had to put out this video because this is the reality. This is a reality of our financial services industry where a lot of advisors are not managing their money properly, or they don't understand how it works really well, or they're trying to keep up with the Joneses and have this flashy lifestyle, but that's not what really clients are interested in. They're interested in, do you care about me? Are you living what you're teaching? Are you living what you're guiding me to do? Or are you just trying to give me solutions and recommendations that ultimately will pay you more because you owe $400,000 to the government in taxes? Listen, we can do better. There are a lot of good advisors and planners out there who are responsible, who have been through life experiences, made some mistakes, but they own up to it. They've learned from it and they've grown from it. And that's really what you want to look for when you're looking for an advisor, is you want to be able to ask those questions. You have the ability, you have the power in your hands to be able to have that conversation with somebody you're considering to be your advisor. Hey, have you been through these things? How are you managing your money? For too long, and maybe it's because of the commercials that we have out there from like banks, wealth management companies, or the industry as a whole, when people go talk to an advisor or a financial planner, they feel like they're the only ones that should be asked questions. How much do you have in assets? What are your debts and liabilities? What are your goals? What are your needs? Yes, that's true. We're trying to create understanding of your situation. However, when you're trying to pick the right advisor for you, shouldn't you have a say? Shouldn't you be able to have a conversation and understand them as well and how they operate and what their mindset is like? Don't you think? I'm working on a downloadable PDF where I have 3 top questions you should ask before you choose your advisor. So stay tuned. That's coming very soon on my website, annieismarlian.com. But hopefully this has helped. And please, if you are an advisor or a financial services professional and you're struggling financially, feel free to reach out to me for some confidential, judgment-free guidance. We're going to keep it real. And sometimes we need real, like we need really real to get to the bottom of something, because really at the root of this behavior for this advisor, and it's not the first time I've heard of this, but at the root of this behavior for this advisor, it's not about the money. It's about what he's making it mean. It's about wanting to be accepted, wanting to please, wanting to be validated, wanting to feel like they're successful. But success comes from within first. So let's support each other as professionals. Feel free to reach out to me for some guidance, or to somebody that you trust that's going to give you really good guidance around how to manage these kind of life decisions, especially around money that affects not just your clients and you, but also the people that you care about. They're impacted by these things. So let's do better. Let's help each other out. Let's be a supportive village, and I'll see you in the next one.